Powerful lessons don't come from complex data or big studies, but from the simplest of stories. Today, we're going to explore a really beautiful tale about a lion family, and it holds a message that I think is pretty timeless for all of us. So let's get into it. So let's just set aside all the noise of everyday life for a minute and focus on something quiet, something powerful. This is a story about those pure, almost unspoken connections that really form the heart of a family. It's all captured in just a few simple, perfect moments. Everything we're going to talk about today is actually contained right here in this one single, beautiful piece of text. So let's explore it together and see if we can uncover that simple magic that makes this story so touching. All right, so our story kicks off with a moment of just pure comfort and love. It's a scene that really establishes that first and maybe most fundamental bond in any family, right? So what does that first connection even look like? I mean, you can just picture it, can't ya? Out in this huge, vast jungle, a little tiny cub finds his safe place, and he's just running straight into his mother's arms. It's such a universal image, you know? That feeling of safety and affection. And this is where we hear the first words of the story. They're so simple, so direct, but they hold this incredible power. See, the mother doesn't just state a fact, like, "You are my son." She goes further. She declares that unconditional love that's really the foundation of their entire bond. And the little cub's response? It's just as immediate, just as pure. Love given and then love returned. No hesitation at all. This whole exchange, it just creates this perfect circle of affection between mother and child. But as we're about to see, that circle is about to get a little bigger. Okay, so now the scene shifts a bit. A new presence enters, and he brings with him this quiet, kind of vulnerable question that I think a lot of us can probably relate to. So the father lion arrives on the scene, and what's really interesting here is this little detail. He's carrying their lunch. It immediately paints him as the provider, right? He's coming back to the family he cares for, and he walks in on this really beautiful moment between his partner and his son. And this is really the heart of the story. It's such a gentle, vulnerable question. He sees this amazing exchange of love, and he just wants to be a part of it. It's not about jealousy, you know? It's that universal need we all have to feel loved, to feel included. So how does everyone react to this really heartfelt question? Well, the answer is both super simple and incredibly profound, and it comes from the one you might least expect. I just love this line, without a moment's hesitation. What that shows us is that the cub's love isn't divided. It's not like a pie that gets smaller slices. It's expansive. He feels all that love for his mother, and in the very next instant, he's ready to share it with his father too. And with just those few simple words, the little lion does something truly profound. He completes the circle of love. He shows us that family love isn't just a straight line between two people, right? It's more like a network that connects everyone. He makes it totally clear that his father is just as loved and just as central to their little world. So, in just a handful of sentences, this story paints this perfect picture of a complete, secure, and loving family. It's just a beautiful reminder that when love is freely given and freely received, it creates a bond that's so powerful, it's pretty much unbreakable. So, what's the big takeaway from this simple story? Maybe it's that the most important things we can say are often the simplest ones. You know, a direct word, an immediate reassurance. It really leaves us with something to think about in our own lives, doesn't it? How are we making sure that the people we love actually know that they're loved?